यो एउटा सेक्टरमा म केही समय बसेर केही गर्छु भनेर गरौँला, तर त्यो पनि गर्न दिएको छैन। त्यो गर्न दियो भने पनि सर्टेन पिरियडपछि अर्को आएपछि फेरि भत्ताभङ्ग गर्ने परिस्थिति चाहिँ कहाँबाट आयो भन्दाखेरि लिडरसिपबाट आयो हैन। म सिस्टम पनि भन्दिनँ, लिडरसिपबाट, टप या पोलिटिकल लिडरसिपबाट। दे हेभ पावर, दे हेभ एभ्रिथिङ, दे क्यान चेन्ज एभ्रिबडी हैन। त्यो भएपछि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ समस्या आइरहेछ। त्यो भएको हुनाले एउटा ट्रान्सफर्मेसनको लागि चाहिँ यो उज्यालो नेपाल अभियान नि एभ्री सेक्टरमा चाहिँ उज्यालो हुनुपर्छ। देयर आर मेनी सेक्टर्स द्याट हेज टु बी ट्रान्सफर्म्ड। त्यो सेक्टरहरूलाई पनि हरेक गभर्नेन्स सिस्टमको कुरा गर्नुहोस् हैन। अब एनर्जीको भइहाल्यो, अरू धेरै सेक्टर छन् जसलाई हामीले ट्रान्सफर्म गर्नु छ। हरेक ठाउँमा अँध्यारा छन् हैन। त्यसलाई कसरी ट्रान्सफर्म गर्ने भन्ने विषय चाहिँ अब हामी सबैले सोच्नुपर्छ भन्ने हो। उज्यालो नेपाल अभियान भने चाहिँ हामीले त्यो हरेक सेक्टरलाई कसरी ट्रान्सफर्म गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने एउटा रोड म्याप तयार गरौँ र एउटा कनेक्ट गरौँ सबै देश विदेशमा बसेका साथीहरूलाई। र यो लिडरसिप, हरेक क्षेत्रको लिडरसिप र सबभन्दा इम्पोर्टेन्ट चाहिँ पोलिटिकल लिडरसिप, त्यसको ट्रान्सफर्मेसन कसरी गर्न सकिन्छ त्यसमा हामीले कुरा नगरिकन प्याच वर्कमा एउटा एरियाको चेन्ज गर्ने भनेर यो चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ देखेको। आई हेभ 30 years एक्सपिरियन्स इन ब्युरोक्रेसी एन्ड पोलिटिकल लेभल एभ्रिवेयर। मलाई थाहा छ यो चाहिँ यो ट्रान्सफर्मेसन चाहिँ यो लिडरसिपहरूबाट, यस्तो लिडरसिपबाट हुँदैन। टप टु बटम हुनु पर्यो। राइट म्यान इन राइट प्लेस, पोलिटिकल लेभलमा पनि राम्रो व्यक्तिहरू आउनु पर्यो र हरेक क्षेत्रमा ब्युरोक्रेसी त्यसलाई लिड गर्ने फेरि सबै पोलिटिकल लिडरसिपले नै गर्छ। त्यो भएको हुनाले त्यो एउटा माइन्डसेट, त्यस्तो एउटा कल्चर डेभलप गर्नलाई लिडरसिपमा चेन्ज हुनुपर्छ। लिडरसिप पनि एउटा महत्त्वपूर्ण विषय हो। सबभन्दा महत्त्वपूर्ण लिडरसिप हो। पार्टीभित्र होस्, पार्टीभित्रबाट आउँदैन भने बाहिरबाट पनि गुड लिडर्सहरू, एउटा राम्रो डेलिभरी दिएका मान्छेहरूको टिम बनेर त्यसलाई प्रेसराइज गर्नुपर्छ र अगाडि आउनुपर्छ। यङ लिडरसिपहरू पनि आउनुपर्छ भन्ने हो। अब एउटा व्यक्तिले चेन्ज गर्न सक्दैन। सर्टेन पिरियडमा एउटा टाइममा मैले चाहिँ ठुलो चाहिँ लडाइँ लडेर त्यहाँ धेरै लास्ट 1 yearमा यति ठुलो लडाइँ भयो हैन। अब त्यहाँ अब त्यो गरेर केही चेन्ज गर्न खोज्छ, केही चेन्ज हुन्छ, तर जुन किसिमको जुन लेभलको ट्रान्सफर्मेसन हामीले खोजिरहेको त्यो हुँदैन। किनभने मैले देखेको चाहिँ ओभरअल चेन्जको लागि हरेक क्षेत्रमा राम्रो लिडरसिप आउनुपर्छ। त्यसको लागि हामीले कसरी चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्ने भन्ने एउटा क्याम्पेन गर्नु पर्यो। एउटा पोलिटिकल लिडरसिपको पनि लागि पनि र हरेक क्षेत्रको लिडरसिपको लागि पनि देश विदेशमा भएका साथीहरूले त्यो क्याम्पेनमा इन्भल्भ भएर यो चेन्जको लागि अगाडि बढ्नु पर्यो भन्ने हो एउटा। र अर्को चाहिँ बुढी गण्डकीको पार्टमा बुढी गण्डकी धेरै हामीसँग रिजर्भर साइटहरू छन्। बिकज अफ क्लाइमेट चेन्ज वी हेभ फ्लड ड्युरिङ वेट सिजन एन्ड ड्रट ड्युरिङ ड्राई सिजन, heavy flood, frequent floods. Because of those floods, serious damages happened recently also. So this is the problem. And for energy security and water security, food security also, we have to build more and more reservoir projects. That is the necessity of Nepal. We have to build more dams and more reservoir projects. And there are many beautiful sites of reservoir projects in Nepal, and that can be built. And almost 30 sites have been identified, and those 30 sites, the total capacity is almost 50,000 megawatt. We can build those projects. So reservoir projects have multiple benefits, not only energy benefit, flood control, irrigation, and even navigation and drinking water benefits. So we have to go for more and more reservoir projects. And one of the project is Budi Gandaki that you have talked about. The Budi Gandaki is the biggest, not biggest, it's a middle-sized project that we have already identified and detailed design has been done, but the implementation has been delayed because of political intervention. I say political intervention because every time some political leadership come and they want to develop this project in different mode, and somebody come and they want to develop this project in different mode. So that was the problem. But we have already invested almost 400 million US dollars for land acquisition and environmental and social safeguards. So we have to build that project. Ultimately, it has to be built for the energy security of Nepal. I think it should be built, and it will ultimately be built in the coming future. What are the other areas of development that we can think of? There are many areas. Nepal is a diverse country. And hydropower is one of the best area that we can develop. If we can develop 100 gigawatt of hydropower, not 100 gigawatts, let's say 50,000 of 1,000 megawatt of hydropower, and export to India or Bangladesh, the market is open now. All the sectors, all segments of market is open. We are now bidding, real-time bidding, day-ahead bidding, short time, medium time, and long-term bidding. We are doing all types of bidding. So market is open. So if we can build more hydropower projects, 50,000 megawatt we can sell, that may be more than $30 billion revenue every year from hydropower only. More than $30 billion. So it will be huge revenue for Nepal. And if we can consume, the per capita consumption of Nepal is very less. There is a huge market in Nepal itself, and there is a huge market for data center. Data center is now coming up in Nepal also. There are many investors coming. And electricity, electrifying transportation and cooking also. A huge market is there. And India and Bangladesh is a very good market because of this coal electricity. They have to shift to this carbon neutral target, and they have to meet that. And they have to meet their huge demand. So Nepal's hydropower, whatever we can produce, that will be peanut for them. It's a huge market that we can export to Bangladesh and India. So energy is a huge sector that can transform Nepal, and there are many sectors. Tourism, you see, tourism is a diverse country. Mount Everest, and cultural diversity, and religious diversity, the birthplace of Buddha. And we have not been able to sell all these products. So tourism, very huge, immense potential. And human resources. This diaspora, Nepalese community, they have very good knowledge, experience, and they have already done so many struggles outside Nepal. And it's more than 50,000, not 50,000, I think, 5 million, more than 5 million young population are outside. So if we can use these human resources, IT, it can be IT hub. It's a huge market both sides, India and China. So it's a technology, human capital that will transform Nepal. It's the environment to be created by the government. So if environment is there, and I think everybody can go back to Nepal and do their entrepreneurship, and they can contribute professionally also. It's I think all the professional and business communities also. They want to invest, but environment is not there. If we can create a very good environment, then they can invest in Nepal. I think some of the investment are still going up, and from diaspora Nepalese in RNA, they are investing, and some of the investors are also here. They are doing, but we have to be more flexible on investment. There are certain issues to be settled by government, citizen issues, and there are many other issues that if we can settle all these issues, then investment will be huge. So there are many sectors, agricultural sectors. We are importing. We are agricultural country, but we are importing agricultural products, more than $3 billion. We are importing. So if we can only be self-sufficient, then that will be great for Nepal. So there are many sectors, I think, not only energy sector. And what was the challenges, and how did you overcome this? There were many challenges. I think challenge itself is the opportunity. There were many challenges during my tenure. When I was appointed as a managing director, the organization was in bad shape. There was huge intervention from political level. Bureaucracy was very heavily influenced by political leadership, and the employees and the chain of command was not there. That there are so many theft of electricity, huge theft of electricity, and there was huge loss that any organization is in huge loss, and they could not reinvest. It was the challenge that we have to overcome. And we have, with certain initiatives, with the fast track decision and right man in right place, that the people should be placed at the right man and in right time. If the employees are placed at rightly, and they perform better. So the right man in right place, placing right person in right place, and with the expertise that we have, and we deliver something. The load setting was the crisis. How we can mitigate it. It's the crisis when, in my experience, when something is delivered, result is there, then people appreciate. People begin to appreciate. So, and they support. So this load setting was the reason for load setting. Because when there was load setting and the schedule was published, and people used to purchase more and more inverters and batteries. They put more batteries, they install more batteries, and the batteries and inverters are the black box, and they charge during supply, they discharge, and there is a loss of 20 to 30%, and more supply, and more battery and inverters, around 500 or 600, 700 megawatt of inverter battery load, and that created a huge chaos to the people, and there is disparity in supply. So the leadership of NEA, they supply more 24 hours to some industries, and somebody are getting only 8 hours, 10 hours, and there are disparity of supply, unequal supply, and there are mismanagement in supply side, demand side. So the first part was the demand side management, how we can connect. The load shedding, when it's it's supply, its demand is not always same, it's fluctuating. But it's when we connect to people, then the response that come from people is very good. So the demand becomes flat. Previously it was fluctuating like this, and demands become flat. And we requested them, it's a demand side generation. That was huge. Demand side generation, we say demand side generation, and that was huge. I think load shedding management, I have to talk much more hours. It's very technical and management perspective. It's a long discussion it will take. So load shedding management is also one of the management and art of operation, how we can operate the system that was there. And what is your motivation? What is your motivation? We have to be committed, take ownership on whatever we are doing. So ownership is very important. And I think the best part of managing something is becoming good at that management, that subject.